Do you believe 32 PSI is safe for your tires? Today is the day you finally face the truth. Stop setting tire pressure to 32 PSI. You're destroying your tires, suspension, and brakes without even knowing it. You will learn why this number is killing your car. And at the end, I'll show a 30-second tire reset trick that fixes it instantly. Let's start with the myth. Where did the 32 PSI myth come from? Before I answer this question, here is one you should answer. Who told you to set your tires to 32 PSI? Was it a tire shop, a mechanic, your dad, or just something everyone seems to know? Because that number did not come from your car. The 32 PSI rule came from old tire shop shortcuts. Years ago, shops needed one pressure that worked well enough for most passenger cars. Not perfect, just fast and convenient. So 32 pounds per square inch became the default setting. Over time, that shortcut turned into advice. Mechanics repeated it, drivers passed it down, and eventually the internet locked it in as a standard. The problem is that cars didn't stay the same. Vehicles became heavier, suspensions more complex, tires wider, and pressure sensitivity far more critical. But the advice never evolved. But even if you ignore the old-school advice, there's another number that confuses most drivers every day. The sidewall lie. Most people believe in the tire pressure they see on the tire sidewall. That number looks official, bold, and important. So drivers assume it must be the correct pressure to use. But that belief is wrong. The pressure printed on the tire is not the pressure your car needs. It is the maximum pressure the tire can safely hold, not the recommended pressure for your vehicle. That number exists to protect the tire, not your car. This mistake gets worse because tire brands are different. Two tires can be the same size, the same width, and the same rim size, but still have different pressure numbers printed on them. One brand might show 44 PSI, another might show 51 PSI. That does not mean one is better or that your car suddenly needs more air. So, what really happens when you set car tire to 32 PSI? Number 1. Higher risk of blowouts and structural failure. When tire pressure is wrong, the danger is not just comfort or tire wear. It starts inside the tire itself. Tires are built to flex in very specific ways. When pressure is too low, the sidewalls bend too much as the tire rolls. That bending creates heat, and heat is what destroys tires from the inside. Over time, the internal layers weaken. Steel belts can separate. Rubber breaks down. The tire may still look fine on the outside, but the structure is already failing. This is why blowouts often happen at highway speed long after the mistake was made. Too much pressure causes a different problem. The tire becomes stiff and brittle. Instead of absorbing impacts, it transfers force straight into the structure. Number 2. Suspension damage and premature wear. Your tires are the first layer of suspension your car has. They are supposed to absorb bumps, cracks, and small impacts before that force ever reaches the shocks and struts. When you set every tire to 32 PSI without checking what your car actually needs, that protection breaks down. Overinflated tires become stiff. They stop cushioning the road and send sharp impacts straight into the suspension. Shocks and struts are forced to work harder than they were designed to. Bushings compress faster. Ball joints take harder hits. Over time, these parts wear out early, even though the car is not old. Underinflated tires create a different kind of damage. The tire flexes too much, making the suspension constantly fight for control. Number 3. Uneven and accelerated tire wear. Just like any other car part, tires go through wear and tear, and that's expected. But it should happen evenly and gradually, not fast, uneven, and expensive. Setting every tire to 32 PSI can cause structural stress by forcing the tire to bend in ways it was not designed to. When tire pressure is too low, the edges of the tire carry more weight than the center. The sidewalls flex too much, heat builds up, and the outer tread wears down quickly. The tire may still have tread in the middle, but the edges are already damaged. When tire pressure is too high, the opposite happens. The center of the tire takes most of the load. That center tread wears out first, even though the rest of the tire looks fine. In both cases, the tire wears unevenly. Once that happens, rotation can't fix it. Balancing won't fix it. Alignment won't save it either. Most drivers replace tires early without knowing why. Number 4. Reduced braking and poor handling. If you set every tire to 32 psi, your car won't brake the way it should. That number may feel normal, but it often does not match what your car needs. Tires with the wrong pressure do not make full contact with the road. Less contact means less grip. Less grip means your car takes longer to stop. Even small steering adjustments become harder. Turns feel loose, corners feel sloppy, and your car may sway more than it should. Emergency braking becomes risky because the tires cannot grip the road properly. You might hit the brakes and expect the car to stop, but instead it drifts or slides slightly. That tiny loss of control can turn a small mistake into a big accident. This loss of control also impacts fuel efficiency because the car constantly compensates, fighting to remain stable. Number 5. Worse fuel economy. This is one big effect of putting 32 psi on cars that need more or less, but most drivers will never realize it because you can't easily see or feel it. Your car's engine has to work harder to push tires that are not properly inflated. When tires are too soft or too stiff, they create extra rolling resistance. That means more energy is needed just to move the car forward. Over time, this small inefficiency adds up. You end up filling your tank more often, but you never know exactly why. It's invisible damage that quietly costs money every week. Even a few PSI off from your car's recommended pressure can reduce fuel efficiency by several %. Over a year, that's hundreds of dollars wasted. And here's the scary part. This is usually just one of several tire mistakes happening at the same time. So, how should I know the exact PSI for my car, you might ask? The answer is on a sticker everyone ignores. Instead of going for the sidewall prints, you have a truth just beside you that you can always trust. It's the sticker inside your driver's side door jamb. That sticker tells you exactly what tire pressure your car was designed for. Front tires, rear tires, even cold pressure. It's all there. Engineers calculated it based on your car's weight, suspension, braking system, and load distribution. It's specific for your vehicle, not for the tire brand or a one-size-fits-all number like 32 psi. Following that sticker keeps your car balanced, safe, and performing like it should. Checking it is simple. Open the driver's door and look along the door frame. It's usually the only sticker there, and it includes recommended front and rear PSI, tire size, load limits, and cold pressure guidance. Now, there's one thing on that sticker that confuses most drivers every single time. They see two different numbers, pause for a second, and immediately think something's wrong. Front and rear don't match. Why front and rear PSI are often different. When you check your tires, you might notice that the front tires have a different recommended pressure than the rear tires. Many drivers see this and assume it means they need to inflate the front and rear differently for no reason. Here's what it really means. The front and rear tires carry different loads. Most cars have the engine in the front, which adds weight. That weight changes how the tires contact the road and how much pressure is needed to support the car safely. The rear tires may carry less weight, or in some vehicles like SUVs and trucks, they may carry more if the car is designed to haul cargo. You always follow the numbers on your door sticker. That's the safe, tested pressure for your car. Knowing the difference is one thing, but getting the timing right is just as important. Cold tire pressure explained. One thing almost every driver gets wrong is checking tire pressure at the wrong time. Tire pressure changes with temperature, so if you measure it right after driving, you get a false reading. Heat from the road and friction make the air inside the tire expand. That can add several PSI in just a few minutes. That's why the numbers on your door sticker always say cold tire pressure. Cold means the car has been sitting for at least 3 hours or hasn't been driven more than a mile or two. Checking at this point gives an accurate starting point. From there, you can inflate the tires to the recommended number and trust that it's correct. Most drivers skip this step. They check after driving, see a higher number, and either let the pressure drop naturally or inflate too much, thinking it's safe. Even if you set your tires perfectly today, the numbers won't stay the same forever. Seasonal PSI changes why your tires lose air. One thing most drivers don't realize is that seasons have a huge effect on tire pressure. As temperatures change, so does the air inside your tires, and that affects how your car rides, handles, and brakes. In winter, cold air causes the air inside your tires to shrink. For roughly every 10 degrees Fahrenheit drop, your tire pressure drops about 1 psi. That might not sound like a lot, but if the temperature falls 30 degrees, that's 3 psi lost on every tire. Suddenly, a tire that was perfect at 36 pounds per square inch is now at 33 pounds per square inch or less, and your car begins to feel softer, less responsive, and less stable. In summer, the opposite happens. Heat makes the air expand. Tires can gain 2 to 5 PSI just from sitting in the sun or driving a short distance. Now that you understand how seasons affect your tires, it's time to look at a few special cases where the standard rules don't always apply. Some older compact cars, lightweight sedans, or vehicles designed decades ago were built with smaller tires and lighter suspension. For example, cars like the Honda Civic from the early 2000s, the Toyota Corolla from the late 1990s, or the Mazda 3 from the early 2000s might have recommended pressures close to 32 pounds per square inch on their door stickers. In these cases, 32 pounds per square inch could be safe for daily driving. Even then, it's not a universal rule. Just because one car can safely run at 32 doesn't mean every car can. Always check the numbers on the sticker. That sticker was designed for your car's weight, suspension, braking system, and load distribution, not for some general standard that everyone repeats. Now that you know why 32 pounds per square inch can be dangerous, here's a quick 30-second tire pressure reset trick to get your car back to the exact pressure it was engineered to run. First, locate your door sticker on the driver's side. This is your car's trusted guide. Check the numbers for front and rear tires and make a mental note. Next, grab a reliable tire pressure gauge. Don't trust the cheap gas station ones, they're often inaccurate. I have posted my recommended brand in the descriptions below. You can check it out. Remove the valve cap and check each tire when it's cold. Before you've driven far, compare the reading to the sticker. If any tire is low, add air until it matches the recommended number. If it's slightly high, let some air out. Do this for all 4 tires. Finally, replace the valve caps and give the tires a quick visual check. That's it. Doing this monthly or anytime the seasons change keeps your tires, suspension, and brakes in top shape. Even after fixing your pressure, most drivers are still trapped by old tire myths, low versus high profile, hidden risks, and tiny mistakes that destroy tires fast. Don't fall for them. If you've been running 32 PSI without knowing this, hit like, subscribe, and share this before someone learns it the expensive way. Remember, your car was engineered with specific pressures. Respect that engineering. If this video saved you from costly mistakes that millions of drivers make, don't forget to like and subscribe to Vitalize. Knowledge is your best defense against expensive repairs.